Yeah, I told you I was gonna do it. Gonna make some theme music. Yeah, yeah. It's another Friday, I'm happy for that. Before we chat, I'ma give y'all the recap. I was working in Japan and I take care of my sick dad, cause in January of this year my mom passed. Don't know when I'll return back. Time will discern that. Of course I miss Tokyo, my home, no cap. I think I answered all the questions that the folks at who watch my videos and wonder why your boy's back. I take it day by day, don't live in the past and keep shit moving like poop, but that's that. Rhyming.
Yo, what do you think about my driving glasses? They cool? I mean, I think they're my mom's. I don't know where they are. But anyway, yeah, we're not going to be doing that. All right, we're going to set my timer on my watch. All right, we're going to go for 15 minutes. All right. So, yeah, that was the intro, a little recap. So now there should be nobody in the comments saying, "Are you going back to Japan? Why are you home?" But hey, we'll see. So it's Friday. Yay. So I just, when I come to work, I have to punch in this little thing and I get a little badge sticker that I don't stick on me. But I got here so early that the secretary wasn't there. So, but yeah, the reason, let me back it up. So last week it was raining, right? And, I leave and I'm on the highway and it's just like raining. Bra, 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 bra. And it's like, it sucks. I don't like driving in the rain. And then yesterday it stopped raining. It was sunny. Well, the first day it was all sunny. Now, when it was raining, it took me about 30 minutes to get to school. Yesterday, sunny weather, it took me an hour and 5 minutes. And there was no accident. It was just like a sunny ass day. People, maybe they're enjoying enjoying the weather, driving all slow. But yeah, so then today I was like, God, I want to be late. So I left at 6:40 or something. And I get here at 7. I got here in 20 minutes. I'll be speeding and shit. Because people be behind you and they be all up on your ass, even though you're doing the speed limit, but they're still up on your ass. And then they go in front of you and then they drive because the cars are. But yeah, so let's see, updates. So the album Moonrock is slowly coming together. Yeah, I'm excited. This project, Moonrock, is basically about the summer shit that was going on. What's crazy, I was thinking about this as I was coming here. So it's like if you had a big pimple on your face, right? And it's just there and it hurts, It's like it wants to pop, but you don't want to pop it. You just let it. You're going to let it. I let them pop of their own free nature. Once I had one in high school, it was all big on my nose. Like, don't touch it. Just let it pop when it's ready to pop. And then the shit pops and it's disgusting. And then, that's done. And then you get to. So all summer I had all this stuff going on. It was like a big pimple and it finally popped like 2 weeks ago. And, yeah, so whatever. So I was at therapy yesterday and she's like, "Wow, you seem better today, Matthew." I'm like, well, one, I'm working and I got money in my pocket. It's like, yeah, we all love money. No. I can buy some shit. I guess everyone falls into this camp, but there's some rich people who don't seem so happy. I don't know him personally, but Kanye West got a lot of money, but he seems to be always yelling about stuff. Am I right? Or am I wrong? But yeah, just having money, working, basically what I was doing in Japan. And now for like 6 months, I wasn't doing anything, floating about. And it's like, it was disheartening. So that, and then, the family stuff. Yo, a squirrel just fell out of a tree. Or maybe he jumped. I don't know what happened. But, yeah, so that was, one thing. And because my work is kind of slow at the moment, I spend a lot of times thinking about, chords and music and melodies. And right now so from last week, I was just talking about that. Now I'm thinking about substitute chords, and I'm able to say, in a major scale, okay, I could do this. In a major scale of C, A is the sixth note, and the sixth note of a scale is the relative minor. And then in A, it would be the third. And because A is the third in the minor scale, the chord built on the third is a major. And if you're counting steps in a major chord, it's 4 whole steps, and then there's a minor built on top of that. And if you get a minor chord, it's reversed. Augmented is diminished. But see, that's what I've been learning. Now, I'm supposed to be working and teaching, but this is what I be doing, sitting there writing scales. But I do need a piano because I want to hear them, because I want to, but I can't hear it in my head yet. I don't got that Beethoven thing yet. But it's fun. Because for all my lifetime, I've been doing this, but it just wasn't connecting. And the reason it's connecting now is because I'm listening to Armstrong. And it's crazy because I found, even though Armstrong is a great jazz cornetist, he did this, he did that. Every time I jump over it, because I'll be like, yo, in this recording in 1937, he did this, and it was like so amazing, and people gave him a 20-year standing ovation. All right, let me check it out. And I go to it, and I'm like, he just, I'm just, okay. It's like, I'm not moved by it, but I am moved by the story of how, when he first came from New Orleans and he went to Chicago, and his clothes were ill-fitting, and all he had was his trumpet, and that was his meal ticket. It didn't talk about him, well, he was working at McDonald's, and in the nighttime he would play his cornet. That all he did was his music. And it talked about how his wife, Lily, she basically told him how to dress, how to use cutlery, how to be accepted in society. And then later on, it talked about how, he kind of revolted, or he kind of like, nah, fuck all that. I'm from here. This is how we do it. I don't like all this pretension. But part of where he got was because and then I kind of go, oh, yeah, there's people in my life who try to, you should do this and you should do that. But, in the case of Lily and him, at least in this part of the story, like, even though they're fighting and she was having relationships with pimps or whatever, and he had his thing going on, they still stuck together. In the case of me, people kind of just, whatever, and they're out. I'm not gonna get into all that. So that part's interesting. And then just today, I was just thinking this, right? Music or history just keeps repeating. Just an endless cycle. Nothing's really new. Like, we'll use the context of Armstrong, right? So Armstrong came up and you just kind of played music live. That was the thing. And then sheet music became a way to make money. You notate it and you shoot. And then there was a divide between the people who could read sheet music and the people who couldn't. But that divide was kind of on the the race line. White people could read sheet music, black people couldn't, unless whatever. And then it came to a point where if you, black musician, could read sheet music, the other black musicians would call you names that would suggest that you're white. Does it sound familiar? Right? And it'd be like, wow, you think you're better than us because you could read sheet music. I was like, what? And then it became a thing of the music you're making is pop music, popular music, and the music we're making is real. And then it goes into the white people would take over the music of black people, and they would get like, does any of this is 1920, any of this sound new to you? It talked about how the talented artists weren't making the money. It talked about how they were dying of alcohol, drugs. It talked about making bad decisions. Like all of this. This is 1920. It's about what? We'll call it 2020. Is that 100 years? I want to say it's 100 years. It makes sense. Call it 100 years. My math may be off. But 100 years ago, it was the same exact thing. And then, keep going, right? So then it talked about how so sheet music is a thing and live bands were a thing. And then they used to do dances. The Charleston. I didn't look up what the Charleston was, but if a dance was popular, then the music would follow suit. Does that sound familiar? Soldier Boy? I mean, there's a bunch of dances, but somewhere along the line, to do dances with music, it became like, you're just using dance music to sell your music. But again, 1920s, nothing new. And then it talked about how black people would make the dances, and then white people would, I'm quoting from the audiobook, so, and I'm pretty sure there was other races, but again, I'm quoting from the book. Don't be saying Matthew said. So how black people would make the dances, white people would take it and kind of codify it. So kind of like write it down, make it accessible for a bigger audience, because the black people, they're just doing it and they're going out of their way, and they couldn't really notate what they're doing. Kind of like I freestyle. I jump up on this microphone, hit them with nothing. They be thinking they could take me, listen, they front, and I hit them with, I just do it that way. But there's books on Amazon where it's like, well, if you do it, and there's rhyming dictionaries where they're making money teaching what I just do it. And that's how the musicians were. They're just, they had some names. They called a genre like the freak music, like with the plunger thing, freak music, and because European music's all, but their music, be it because they didn't understand it, they're playing it by ear, they're just going by feeling, they didn't have instructions, they were free to just experiment. It talked about so the whole dancing, it talked about how technology would just come in and it would just shift everything, just push it. Like when the radio's coming in, but the vibraphone or some shit like that, before the radio, before the record player, right in between there, it talked about how when that came into existence, people stopped going to see live performances. And then at one point, sound wasn't in the movies, so you need the whole orchestra. But then when they kind of merged them together, the technology was crude, but a lot of musicians were out of a job. Does it sound familiar? Like right now, the big thing is AI is going to take over. It's going to make it. No one's going to make. But 100 years ago, Same thing. And then if you want to follow that path, right? You had the vibraphone, and then the movies, and then TV, and then records, CDs, cassettes. I mean, I switched them. Cassettes, CDs, MP3s, streaming. Like, it's technology, ringtones. At any one of these kind of innovations, there was always a group of people, oh, it's going to be the end. But this is just inevitable. You got to work with it. Or just, and then again, you don't have to read an 18-hour audiobook. You have to listen to an 18-hour audiobook. But you'll see that those who adapted are still around. Those who were innovating, or we talk about them. There's man, excitement for me. Now, some people may say, oh, you got to watch this. Wow, 15 minutes. I could talk. But we're going to wrap it up. Actually, we're still early, but we'll wrap it up though. But yeah, man, so I get so inspired when I listen, and it just kind of starts making the gears in my head be like, whatever gears sounds like. I guess gears wouldn't sound, well, I don't know. But yeah, it's, yeah. So it's interesting because although I knew who Louis Armstrong was, I never knew anything about him. Like, again, I used to play trumpet in elementary. I played it because my friend, Tim, he was playing it. He introduced me to Green Day. But I was like, that's white people music. But ironically, when I was in Japan last year, one of my 6-year-old students, she came into the class and like, do you have the time to listen to? I'm like, what are you singing? She's like, and she just kept singing, and I sang it with her. And it was really interesting because it's not even her. It transcends color. But anyway, I joined because he played, and I never knew that there was Miles Davis, or I didn't even know what jazz was. Up until this point, and even now, I still don't have a good feeling about jazz because I was Europeanized, so we get pushed that if you want your baby to be smart, play some classical music. It has some great attributes. That's what we're taught, right? But all these greats, yeah. So yeah, and so that's a whole video about that. But it's just crazy for me. I get excited, man, and yeah. My last, I got paid this morning, so I bought some stuff this morning. That's how I be. But I bought so after listening to Dilla's book, everything was, oh yeah, I went crate shopping. They go all the way to like states away to go buy some new crates of records. I did buy some records, but I don't got a record player. And I bought it because it was $5. It was like this Salvation Army type place, and they're getting rid of everything. $5, you get a garbage bag, and anything you could put in the garbage bag is yours. So I just couldn't resist because I just finished reading Dilla, but then it's like, I don't even listen to records because I don't got a record player. And then I would have to sit there and copy the records. But what the book left on me was, you got to have sounds, right? So I found this stash of samples, right? It's on a sample site, hip hop drum samples, whatever. And you could tell when like new samples kind of look how they look new. They're titled. Everything is up to date now. Back in the day, samples, they didn't even bother giving you names of stuff. They didn't give you the keys of stuff. It's just a file. Drum 1, drum 2. And it doesn't mention Fruity Loops Ableton or anything. It's just like, you could put this in your MPC 2000, because that was the thing at the time. So it's dated, but I bought it because it'd be like the equivalent of going to some dusty record shop and finding some dusty records. These are digital crates. And according to Dilla, every break beat, every drum beat has a soul to it. And by using it, you kind of extract the soul from it. So that's what I bought this morning. And yeah. But anyway, today is a special day. We're going to be walking. We're doing a walkathon. That's all I know. I'm going to get paid to do a walkathon. And yeah, it'll be an easy day. And yeah. But that's about it. 20 minutes. The only thing is there's no internet in that. So I'm going to see if I could like get it up before I got to edit the intro. But yeah. All right. Be safe. Talk to you guys later. And see you next week. Peace. Oh yeah, Moonrock. Check it out. And this song that's playing is on Bandcamp. And I also put a freestyle on there. Kind of getting ready for Moonrock. All right. Peace.